A lot of people in life have moments where they spiral out of control and everything's going wrong in their life. I think one of the great things about running for me is a lot of the times it does clear my mind. Running for the past 5 or 6 years for me has been that one constant in my life. The people in your life, they might not be there forever. Your house, your car, your job, it might not be there forever, but running can be there forever for me, I hope. Rabid Raccoon 100 is a race here in Beaver Falls, PA. It's a 100-mile race. It's 8 laps of 12.5 miles. I've only done 2 100s. The first one only had about 1,000 feet of elevation. The second one had about 8,000 feet of elevation, so this one's gonna be double that. Physically, I think it's gonna be a lot harder. It's gonna be a lot more wear and tear on the legs and some different muscles, especially because I haven't trained with a ton of elevation. Mentally, I think it kind of is what it is. I'll be running slower throughout the whole day, and I won't feel so bad whenever I have to walk some of those uphills. I guess I haven't looked at who's really signed up yet. I know they have an Olympic athlete in the 1500. His name's, I believe, Ben Blankenship. He ran for Team USA in one of the past Olympics. He's running his first 100-miler, so he's definitely going to be competition out there. I started running back in, I believe it was late 2016. I had lost a lot of weight, and I had been biking a lot on the exercise bike, and my local college had a 5K, so I decided to do that, and after that I'm like, I want to qualify for the Boston Marathon. 2019, I ran the Chicago Marathon. I put in a ton of effort and training into that, and I ended up qualifying for Boston. From there, I'm like, oh, I want to do an ultramarathon because that'd be cool. Listen to David Goggins' book like a lot of us have, and I'm like, gotta go up to that next level. I always do kind of have some, I don't know if it's anxiety, like I feel anxious going into races if it's a big race or if it's an important race to me, especially since this is one that the people responsible are hosting. So I didn't sleep well the night before at all. I ended up only getting 3 hours of sleep. I've had a lot going on in my mind, just kind of nervous about the race and just other personal things. So.
Every time I see you, one of these is going to have tailwind, the other is going to have water. And then...
we'll see you twice a lap.
Yeah. And then one time per lap, have one of them have 2 of the glucose things, the gels, and then the other time...
I have all these people taking time out of their days of their lives. My mom and my brother are committing a whole day. My other buddies are driving hours to be here to pace me. Like, if I go out there and do terrible or I go out there and DNF, that's a ton of people that I'm letting down, and that pressure kind of gets to you. The course setup was kind of interesting. So you had the start finish, which is obviously you hit every 12.5 miles. And then mile 2 or 2.5, you have the Four Seasons aid station. Then you go out, do a 6.6 mile loop and come back to that Four Seasons aid station. And then it's 4 miles back to the start finish. The race wasn't super technical. It was just muddy. And the week before we went out, it was muddy as well. Whenever we ran like a 2:06 that day, I'm like, okay, I can definitely start out at that pace and hopefully hold it. I like the idea of getting a lap and a lap and a half in the dark in the morning, because that means you're gonna have to run in the dark less later on in the day. With that first lap, I pretty much ran the whole thing. There were some people that were kind of jockeying for position, but I wasn't going to go out faster than I wanted to. I kind of had my idea of a race plan. I just wanted to run comfortably. You can't win the race in the first lap. That's why I don't really chase people at the beginning of races. I've been here before. I know what happens. Hardly ever see anybody go out in first place and win the race.
Why?
I think everyone's gonna have a point in their race where they're mentally like, why am I here? Why don't I just drop out and save the rest of my day? And I was going through some things mentally about some things that happened in my life this past week, and I would still mentally be going through the struggle whether I'm running this race or not. And at the end of the day, I'm gonna feel a lot better if I go out there and put in a good race performance and had to mentally think about those things rather than if I'm driving home thinking about those things, which is gonna change nothing either way. I think it's always important to try to look past it. Yeah, it might feel good in the moment to quit and not be running anymore and not be in that pain, but how am I gonna feel the next month or two? Looking back, seeing that I DNF'd and let all those people down.
All right, so a quick race update. He's about 20 miles in. He said his body's feeling good. He's looking strong. You know, in a race this long, mentally is very important as well. But I think once he picks up the pacers, we could help with the mental more than how his body's feeling. So hopefully if he can make it to whenever he picks up Dustin and myself and the other guys, that'll help pull him through.
Haven't taken anything yet, but I can, how they say, hear the perkies calling.
I took the lead about 2 laps in, and I'm like, okay, I'm feeling good, just gonna keep consistently throwing down on these laps. After lap 2, my nutrition was going well. I didn't really get sick to my stomach at all. I just did what I needed to do. I drank my Tailwind every 6 miles, 3 scoops of that, and I took either in a honey stinger waffle or 2 of the glucose gels every single time I hit the aid station. That worked perfectly. I didn't feel like I ever really bonked at all.
Yeah, this one's good now. I just felt with it the first time, and I don't know if that messed up enough. That's good enough.
Dustin said if you can take your time at the next one, he's going to be here early enough.
Okay. Do you want waters? Oh, yeah. No.
Okay, you're killing it, dude.
Okay.
Let's go.
Pretty good.
I try to never change shoes in races. It takes so long. I could feel a lot of blisters forming throughout the race, but what am I going to do about that? Whenever you're running it super competitively, you really don't have that time to waste. Going into that aid station after the halfway point, 2.5, I expected to see Mom and Seth there like I normally did, but they weren't there. And some people would probably get thrown off by that. I'm just like, we're gonna run with it. Like, you can't do anything else. I wasn't gonna wait for him for 5 minutes at the aid station for him to get back or however long it took, because it's hard to catch someone that's moving.
Uh, 60 some miles in first place by I think about 20 minutes is what we look like. The mats aren't working on the tracking, so it's kind of hard to tell, but we've been trying to keep an eye on how long it takes people coming behind him. So he's doing really good. He's picking up pacers here at 62.5 or something like that, so from there on we'll just have to bring him home. Hey, Dustin's coming. I don't know if you're gonna wait. But...
I'm not waiting. He can meet me here if he needs to.
So when things started going good, I'm like, okay, I just need to put in a strong lap here, because that's gonna get me to 50. And then once I got there, I'm like, I have to put in a good lap so I can get Dustin. I told my mom and brother, I'm like, hey, call Dustin early. I'm probably gonna be there around 2:30, because I was cooking at that point.
Yeah, bitch! Yeah, bitch.
Getting to that point of the race.
Hey, first time we walked in 5 miles.
With most races, I view my pacers as kind of like emotional support people. I've known Dustin for probably 3.5 years. He's a very motivated person, and he also has a lot of experience as well. So having someone with that experience that knows what it's like to be in those moments is awesome, having him there at that point. I knew once I had someone running with me too, that was gonna give me that extra push. I picked him up and I told him, hey, I want to go 2:30 this lap. Let's try to get 2:30. And he's like, oh, absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I figured. I thought it was about an hour. Let's go with half an hour lead.
I wanted to have 3 separate pacers. It's another break in your mind of, oh, I'm going on to this next person. Oh, I just got to finish this lap, and then I get to run with another buddy of mine. And I think that was very helpful as well, because it's less monotonous that way.
No, that's what I mean. I've been like, once we get on the song. Hell yeah, baby. Get ready, Andy.
Let's do it, boys.
Andy was going to be there, and I knew he was going to drive me. Whenever I led him at Laurel Highlands and ran with him, that was the first time I ever met the dude. He was Dustin's friend, and I pushed him so hard. So I knew he was going to return the favor for me and keep me going. He kept me going. I told him, hey, I want to go sub 2:45 on this. If I do that, I think I win the race, because I think if I go 3 hours on the last lap with Seth, it was mine. Usually once I'm like 62 miles in the race, I don't want to talk at all. I just give you yes or no answers. But I felt good. We were having full-on conversations when I was running with those guys, and it was great just to catch up with them. On the back half, I had shin splints pretty bad. I think it was all the decline I had. So yeah, you have 16,000 feet of up, but you also have 16,000 feet of down, which my legs aren't used to. So I didn't want to blow out my quads too early, but more so than my quads, I had shin splints, or what feel like shin splints.
Nice work, man.
So I wasn't bombing the downhills too much. I was saving it for the last lap. I just wanted to hit my time goal of a 2:45 with Andy, and then after that, I knew just leaving it all out there, that final lap.
He's killing it. You guys are looking awesome. He's ready for you here shortly. I'm ready for it.
In life, you have to have those friends and those family that supports you, or that network around you that support you. And it's such a team effort, because people are like, oh, well, you're the one that ran the race, you did all the work. No, I didn't. My mom and brother just spent 18 hours crewing me, and they just want you to succeed so bad, and they're putting in all this effort. Having that group of people around you that are gonna support you and push you to that next level is super important. A lot of times people come up with roadblocks in their mind, like, hey, this is how I grew up, I'm gonna grow up this way as well. My mom was very big into setting myself and my brother up right. And when I was in high school, I was about 230 pounds. I saw myself as a loser. I'd wear a hoodie every day because I thought people could see that I was fat through it. And I really didn't have any motivation for anything in life. And pressure's not bad. It takes pressure to create diamonds. Like, if you want to actually do things in life and progress, like, there's gonna be times that you have pressure. How you respond to it is what makes you who you are.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. Yeah, baby. Jacket. You hear that? Yeah. Yeah, he's good.
Can you take the jacket
Yes,
to that 2.5?
yes, I'll take it.
Here we go. Everybody, Heath Goshorn. Come on now, Heath.
Yeah, baby.
One more to go, baby. One more. The bell lap.
This coat or
Let's
you
find
want
it. You can do it.
You guys, yeah.
I'll take it.
Legs. Yeah, sure.
Coming down that hill, that last quarter mile is very treacherous. It's definitely the most technical part of the course. But when I saw Seth, the only thing that was in my mind is, hey, finish the fight. I knew I had a good lead. You just got to push through for 12 and a half more miles.
I would guesstimate that he's probably in the 12-minute pace range, but it's gotten darker and it's kind of technical. And second place, we all need to remind ourselves, is a former Olympic 1500-meter runner that actually did some real deal training out in Oregon for this race. And Heath has just put a gap on him that makes it look like child's play.
Yeah, baby. Let's go, boys!
With 4 miles to go, I figured I had at least a 30-minute lead. I figured as long as I run sub 110, it's in the bag at that point. And I have 4 miles left, so I'm gonna empty the clip like anything I have. There's a lot of downhills on that section. I'm gonna pound those downhills, because what do I need my legs for? I feel like some people don't take those risks in lives and don't really go for it because they're afraid of how other people are gonna view them. And I'm just like, I'm just gonna put everything out here. If I'm not going for a goal, I'm not very happy in life. If I'm progressing towards a goal, that's what makes me happy. That's what makes me want to live. I was racing against myself, obviously, that's what a lot of races are, but also I wanted to win, of course. And I'm like, I'm just gonna keep going as hard as I possibly can until the wheels fall off. It might be the best race performance I ever had because I feel like I literally gave it my all.